This show is part of OnePlace, a daily network of focused briefings across the stories people follow most.
Welcome to today's Sports Roundup. We are diving into a packed schedule of historic victories, draft preparations, and emotional retirements. Let's get you caught up on everything happening in the world of sports.
Rory McIlroy secures a historic second consecutive Masters victory.
Pittsburgh prepares to host the highly anticipated 2026 NFL Draft.
Aaron Judge leads the Yankees past the Angels in Thriller.
Azzi Fudd goes first in a global WNBA draft class.
Judge surpasses Mickey Mantle in the Yankees' storied record books.
McIlroy and Scheffler make history as the world's top two.
Suns and Blazers face off in a streaming-exclusive play-in.
Jonathan Quick bids an emotional farewell to his NHL career.
Starting with the Masters, Rory McIlroy has done it again, capturing his second consecutive green jacket at Augusta National. It was a performance that combined grit with the kind of late-round brilliance we have come to expect from the Northern Irishman. After waiting 17 years to get his first win at the Masters, he didn't make the fans wait nearly as long for the second. The final round was a roller coaster, with McIlroy starting in a tie for the lead before falling behind several challengers, including Cameron Young and Justin Rose. However, he found his rhythm on the back nine, securing crucial birdies on the 12th and 13th holes to regain control. Even a shaky tee shot into the trees on the 18th couldn't stop him, as he finished with a bogey to win by a single stroke.
This victory puts McIlroy in incredibly rare company, as he becomes only the fourth golfer in history to win back-to-back titles at the Masters, joining legends Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Nick Faldo. Because he was the defending champion, the traditional ceremony looked a bit different this year. Instead of the previous winner helping him into the jacket, Augusta chairman Fred Ridley did the honors. McIlroy noted after the win that good things come to those who wait, emphasizing the importance of keeping one's head down and pushing forward. For the fans, especially those who traveled from Ireland to witness the event, it was a historic achievement that solidified his status as one of the greatest to ever play the game. He is now just the sixth golfer to have completed the career Grand Slam.
Next, the NFL Draft. The football world is turning its attention to Pittsburgh for the 2026 NFL Draft, which is set to kick off on Thursday, April 23rd. This marks the first time since 1948 that the Steel City has hosted the event, and the setup looks spectacular, with activities planned for the North Shore near Acrisure Stadium and across the river at Point State Park. The Las Vegas Raiders currently hold the number 1 overall pick, and all signs point toward them selecting Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Mendoza is coming off a massive year where he won the Heisman Trophy and led the Hoosiers to a national championship. However, rumors are swirling that this could be one of the most trade-heavy drafts in recent memory, so that top spot might not be as settled as it seems right now.
The draft schedule is packed across 3 days, with the first round taking place Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by the second and third rounds on Friday, and the remaining rounds on Saturday. Fans can catch the action on ESPN, ABC, and the NFL Network. Beyond the top pick, there's a lot of intrigue regarding how teams will value this year's crop of talent, especially with the potential for high-stakes trades that could reshape the league's landscape. Pittsburgh is expecting a massive turnout, and the city is leaning into its football heritage to make this a memorable experience for the draftees and fans alike. Whether you are looking for the next franchise quarterback or a late-round sleeper, the next few days will be pivotal for the future of all 32 NFL franchises.
Now to the Yankees. It was a slugfest in the Bronx as the New York Yankees managed to snap a 5-game losing streak with a wild 1-1-1-0 victory over the Los Angeles Angels. The game featured a heavy-hitting duel between two of the game's biggest stars, Aaron Judge and Mike Trout, who both homered twice. Judge got things started early with a 2-run blast in the first inning, but the Angels fought back, aided by a costly error from Jose Caballero that led to 4 unearned runs. The lead changed hands multiple times throughout the night, with Trent Grisham also contributing 2 home runs for the Yankees, including a massive 3-run pinch hit shot. It was the kind of high-scoring, back-and-forth affair that kept the fans on the edge of their seats until the very last pitch of the unseasonably warm evening.
The drama peaked in the 9th inning when the Yankees entered the frame trailing by 2 runs. Grisham tied the game with his second homer of the night, a 2-run shot against closer Jordan Romano. The winning run eventually came across in the most unexpected way, a game-ending wild pitch. Jose Caballero, who had doubled and stolen third, sprinted home when a slider bounced away to the backstop. While the Yankees' bullpen struggled throughout the night, blowing multiple leads, the offense finally provided enough support to get the win. Mike Trout's 5 RBIs and 2 homers weren't enough to carry the Angels to victory, as the Yankees' relentless power hitting proved to be the difference. This win was a much-needed relief for a New York team that had been searching for any momentum during their recent slump.
Moving to the WNBA. The WNBA draft took place on Monday night, and the Dallas Wings made a splash by selecting Azzi Fudd with the number 1 overall pick. This move reunites Fudd with her former UConn teammate Paige Buchers, creating a formidable backcourt for the Wings. But the story of the night wasn't just about the top pick. It was about the incredible international reach of the league. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert mentioned that the WNBA is looking to play its first game outside of North America by 2027, and that global ambition was reflected in the draft results. 10 international players were selected across the 3 rounds, including 3 in the first round alone. Spain's Awa Fam Tiem made history as the highest drafted Spanish player ever, going 3rd overall, while Portland used its first-ever franchise pick on Iana Martin-Carrion.
The draft also highlighted the impact of league expansion, with new teams like the Toronto Tempo and Golden State Valkyries actively building their rosters. Toronto took Australian Saffron Shields in the 2nd round, while Golden State looked to Japan, selecting Kokoro Tanaka in the 3rd. While the odds are often stacked against 3rd-round picks making a final roster, the addition of expansion teams has created more opportunities than ever before. Last year, only 3 third-rounders made opening day rosters, but with more spots available this year, there is a renewed sense of hope for those selected late in the night. From France to Hungary to China, the talent pool is clearly widening, and the 2026 rookie class is set to be one of the most diverse and internationally flavored groups the league has ever seen.
Back to Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge's performance on Monday night wasn't just about winning a game, it was about etching his name deeper into the history of the New York Yankees. By hitting 2 home runs against the Angels, Judge recorded the 47th multi-homer game of his career. This feat allowed him to pass the legendary Mickey Mantle for the 2nd most multi-homer games in franchise history. He now trails only Babe Ruth, who holds the record with 68 such games in a Yankees uniform. Judge's first blast was a massive 456-foot shot that landed halfway up the bleachers, a clear signal that the slugger is back in top form. His 2nd homer of the night gave the Yankees a lead in the 6th inning, proving once again how much the team relies on his power when the rest of the lineup is struggling.
Despite Judge's historic night, the game also highlighted some significant concerns for the Yankees, particularly within their bullpen and infield defense. Manager Aaron Boone had to navigate a difficult night where almost every pitcher he called upon struggled to hold the lead. The bullpen's inconsistency has become a growing worry, especially as the team looks to move past their recent 5-game losing streak. Players like Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Ryan McMahon have faced criticism for their recent performances, putting even more pressure on Judge to carry the offensive load. While the victory was a relief, the Yankees know they cannot rely solely on Judge's record-breaking nights to stay competitive. They will need a more balanced effort from the entire roster if they hope to maintain their position in the standings as the season progresses.
More on the Masters. The conclusion of this year's Masters provided a rare statistical anomaly that golf historians are already buzzing about, with Rory McIlroy taking the win and Scottie Scheffler finishing in solo 2nd. The tournament saw the top 2 players in the official world golf rankings finish in the top 2 spots of a major. This has only happened 3 times since the rankings were established in 1986. The previous instances were the 2002 U.S. Open with Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, and the 1991 Masters with Ian Woosnam and Jose Maria Olazabal. It is a testament to the current dominance of McIlroy and Scheffler, who have now combined to win 4 of the last 5 Masters tournaments. Their consistency at the highest level of the sport is creating a new era of rivalry at the top.
What makes this even more impressive is how close Scheffler came to adding another green jacket to his collection. He pushed McIlroy until the very end, ensuring that the world's number 1 and number 2 players were the focal point of the entire weekend. For McIlroy, this win solidifies his position as the primary challenger to Scheffler's top ranking. The fact that these two are consistently finishing at the top of the leaderboard suggests that we might see similar results in the remaining majors this season. While it seems logical that the best players would finish 1st and 2nd, the unpredictable nature of golf makes this a truly elite historical occurrence. Fans are now looking ahead to the next major to see if this duo can continue their run of dominance, and perhaps even flip the order next time.
Next, NBA Play-In. The NBA Play-In tournament is making history this year as the entire event shifts to a streaming-only platform on Amazon Prime. On Tuesday night, the Phoenix Suns will face off against the Portland Trail Blazers in a high-stakes matchup. The Blazers have had a tumultuous season, including the firing of head coach Chauncey Billups just one game in due to a gambling scandal. However, interim coach Tiago Splitter has done an admirable job leading the team to a winning record during his tenure. Portland's success has been driven by their youth, specifically, most improved player candidate Denny Avdija and second-year center Donovan Clingan. They will look to use their size advantage against a Phoenix lineup that often plays smaller, hoping to secure a spot in the playoffs despite the early season distractions.
On the other side, the Phoenix Suns are entering their first-ever play-in game as the number 7 seed. A win tonight would guarantee them a playoff spot, while a loss would force them into a do-or-die game against the winner of the Clippers and Warriors. Devin Booker remains the focal point of the Suns' offense, but the team's real strength lately has been their defense. They rank as one of the best in the league at defending the three-point line and keeping opponents' scoring totals low. This defensive identity will be tested by Portland's high-scoring young stars. With the game airing exclusively on Prime Video, it marks a significant shift in how the NBA delivers its most critical postseason moments to fans. Both teams have a lot to prove as they fight for their postseason lives.
Finally, Jonathan Quick. It was an emotional night in Sunrise, Florida, as legendary goaltender Jonathan Quick played the final game of his 19-year NHL career. The New York Rangers fell 3-2 to the Florida Panthers, but the score was secondary to the celebration of Quick's illustrious journey. After announcing his retirement earlier that morning, Quick took to the ice for one last time, making 14 saves. The atmosphere was one of pure respect. During warm-ups, every single Rangers player wore Quick's number 32 jersey as a tribute to their veteran leader. Quick admitted that the day was filled with memories and messages from former teammates, taking him down a nostalgic path as he prepared for his final start. Even though he wished he could have come away with a win, he expressed deep gratitude for the relationships he built over nearly 2 decades.
The respect for Quick extended beyond his own locker room. After the final buzzer, the entire Florida Panthers team remained on the ice to shake his hand and offer their congratulations, a rare and touching gesture in professional sports. At 40 years old, Quick has spent the last few seasons as a mentor and backup to Igor Shesterkin, providing invaluable leadership to the Rangers organization. His teammates, including Vincent Trocheck, spoke glowingly about his impact as a teammate and the positive energy he brought to the room every day. While his playing days are over, his legacy as one of the most decorated American goaltenders in history is firmly secure. It was a special night that allowed fans and players alike to say goodbye to a true icon of the game as he moves into the next chapter.
That wraps up our sports briefing for today. Thank you for joining us for these updates. Be sure to follow the show for your next daily briefing on the stories that matter most.